Welcome back. It's Chili Davidson back to another video. I'd like to welcome back all my subscribers and all my new viewers. This is the channel where I talk about my top stocks. We also talk about cryptocurrency from time to time. If you're new, please click my subscribe button and click the notification bell to get my frequent update. If you like the video, please share the content as well. Okay, so some of the hot stocks on yesterday and this week included um, Oklo. Oklo shares were up 26% yesterday. Also, Palantir shares were up 1.46, and CoreWeave shares were up 3.43%. Now, Oklo was just yesterday, and CoreWeave was all week again. Okay, so let's go to the Oklo story. This is an energy stock up 26% on yesterday. Okay, let's find out what happened here. So Trump signs orders to overhaul Nuclear Regulatory Commission to speed reactor deployment. Okay, so companies that are energy are getting a boost from the federal government. Says Trump signed executive order to overhaul Nuclear Regulatory Commission, an independent agency that regulates the nation's fleet of nuclear reactors. So basically, we have the data centers will be being built and they will need more energy. So he has, commissioned the overhauls so that it could speed up the development of new power resource to come online. Um, Says other orders require the commission to decide on a reactor license within 18 months and open the way for Department of Energy and Defense to build reactors on federal land. Okay. President Trump signed his executive order Friday to overhaul nuclear energy. The NRC is a 50-year-old independent agency that regulates the nation's fleet of nuclear reactors. Okay. So normally this process probably takes 2 to 5 years, but he's asking them with this new regulatory commission to get it done in the next 18 months. Okay. Uh, you know, we need more power and more sources of it. Okay. So this is overhaul. And so with that, stocks like Oklo or any type of energy company jumped over 26% late Friday afternoon. Okay. This was about 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock Eastern time. Oklo jumped over 26%. All right. So that was the top news yesterday afternoon. Let's go to the regular news. The Dow index was down on Friday 0.61. The S&P was down 0.67. The NASDAQ was down 1.00. And the Russell was down 0.28 on Friday. Okay, so these were the major indexes. Dow slides 200 points. S&P's tumble for a fourth day after Trump threatens EU and Apple. Okay, so I believe he threatened Apple a 25% tariff. Some news with NVIDIA. NVIDIA CEO calls Trump reindustrialization policy visionary. Okay. U.S. orders Trump administration to facilitate the return of Guatemalan deportees. And Trump clears Nippon merger with U.S. Steel. Okay, so on this channel, if you're a frequent watcher, you know that I've talked about the U.S. Steel deal where Nippon Steel, when they initially wanted to buy U.S. Steel, their share shot up to over $50 per share. I think they're hovering somewhere around 36, but it says here Trump clears the way for a non-U.S. company, I believe Japanese company Nippon, to merge with U.S. Steel. Okay. So deals getting done under Trump. Now let's go to CoreWeave. CoreWeave was the hot stock this week. They were up 32%. Open up the week around $77 and finished the week about $103 per share. Okay, so CoreWeave again is the data centers. They're working with NVIDIA, and says here CoreWeave's cloud infrastructure company that provides high performance computing research optimized for workloads such as artificial intelligence, machine learning, and batch processing. So the main thing you need to understand is that um, they work heavily with NVIDIA as they build out these data centers. CoreWeave is in the middle of it. They help house the NVIDIA GPUs and CPUs, and NVIDIA has also invested in them as well. So CoreWeave is up again 32% this week, and the growth basically OpenAI and ChatGPT are growing users about 1 million new users a day. Okay, so when ChatGPT started, it was a slow ramp up to 10 million users. Now they're growing about 1 million users per day. Okay, using Open ChatGPT or Gemini, which is Alphabet's artificial intelligence, and others like Perplexity. So either whichever platform you use it for your AI, they will be housed in data centers, and more than likely CoreWeave will be behind it. Okay. So CoreWeave shares jumped over 32%. Now, I do know that some of their numbers are, as far as earnings call, are not good because they're, in debt. They're not in profit yet. But the future looks good. If we look at the future of the speed of data centers growing, then CoreWeave looks really bright for the future. Okay. So again, the shares were up 32% this week. And I talked about the shares being up 44 last week. So for the month, they're up 140%. Okay. Now the company's only gone public since, let's see, April 1st. And since April 1st, the shares are up over 158%. Okay. So CoreWeave, hottest stock right now in the market. There is a couple new IPOs this week that they open up 15, 20%. But again, if we look at over the last 2 months, CoreWeave is up over 158%. All right. So that's the news on CoreWeave. Again, we don't know where the pullback will be. We don't know if it's going to come back down to $80 and get some new analysts to come out and, beat down the stock, or another analyst to come out and add value to the stock and give it a new price target. But right now, we know the numbers don't necessarily add up. Okay. But there's a lot of excitement again for CoreWeave. All right. So let's finally go to my Charles Schwab portfolio. And today, top stock is Palantir Technologies. Palantir Technologies was up 0.83%. And as I mentioned, United States Steel shares were up 21% on the news that they are finally going to be acquired by Nippon Steel. Okay, so shares up 21% after the merger closed. All right, also American Tower up 0.76. CoreWeave shares continue to rally. As I mentioned, they were up as much as $108 per share, now back down 103. But I'm up overall 9.5% in my position in this portfolio. Also, see what else. Frontline was up 6.76. And I think that's all of there to talk about here in this portfolio. Now, we want to talk about losers really quickly. Top loser was Tesla, down 0.5%, and Apple shares down 3%, as the president talked about dropping a 25% tariff on Apple. We don't know if this will get worked out over the weekend, but again, the talk of tariffs on Apple dropped the shares over 3%. Okay. It's gone back and forth because Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple, has discussed opening a couple manufacturer plants here in the U.S. and seemed to be on the side of the president. Now he seems to be on the opposite side of President Trump. All right. So we don't know. Stay tuned. Apple shares down slightly, 3% today after news of a 25% potential tariff on Apple. All right. Again, top stock, top performer in my portfolio was Palantir. Second place was United States Steel as they closed the Napon Steel deal. And again, I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please like, share, and I hope to see everybody on my next video. All right.